Hey everyone, my name is Kazi, but you know that already. Today, I decided I would be doing something that I've never done before, which is studying and playing video games simultaneously. Now, I don't think this is going to turn out well. I'm probably going to get really distracted either by the game or by the schoolwork. Anyways, today's topic, World War One. Let's learn about it. Now, we're not going to be only talking about World War One. We're also going to be talking about other things that happened in the 1910s and the 1920s. So, to start off, I have my notes on my lap and another laptop to the right of me to make sure that I actually I'm doing this the right way. Someone's named Diabetic Third Grader. Okay, that's a bit weird. Let's see. I randomly clicked. Okay, this is too much brain work. Pyro. Okay, Pyro's a no-skill class, but combo Pyro is too much brain work. Let's just go in as Heavy. Heavy's Russian. Actually, no, we'll play as Medic. Medic's German. Germany is where all of this started. Actually, no, not Germany, but it was the Central Powers, because at the start, you had the Triple Entente, which was French people, British people, and the Russians. And then you also had the Central Powers, which was the Germans and the Austrians and also the Italians. See, the thing is that at this point in history, people had done so much conquering. They conquered so much of Africa, and so much of Canada, and so much of Australia, and they really just took all the resources everywhere. And now we're running out of resources, because everyone wants to rule the world, okay? And now, since they're running out of world to rule over, so now they have to fight each other. They used to fight the Europeans used to fight each other a lot, but now that there's like, now that ever since they went exploring and stuff, that kind of stopped. They took a break from that, but now it's time to start fighting again, because they need each other's land. Let's all push the card. Actually, we have a scout on here. So that is one of the four main causes of World War One. That was imperialism, building your empire. People wanted to build their empire, and Germany was practically a new country at the time. We're gonna have to. Oh, this is Kritzkrieg. Who gave me Kritzkrieg? I thought I had stock. I only play with stock. When did I equip? Oh yeah, last time on 2-4. I remember now. No, was that on 2-4? Or was that? I don't think I was playing on camera that time. Anyways, that didn't go as planned. So one of the four main causes, imperialism. The empire, building your empire was a really big trend at the time. It was like 6-7, that's pretty trendy. That's a pretty trendy thing. Okay, imagine 6-7, but everyone is like trying to build a good empire. So then you also have militarism. Everyone wanted to have the strong military, because if you had a strong military, you were respected. No one can mess with you because you're so strong. Can I get this pyro? No, just run. It's a spy over here. Okay. So everyone wanted the best military, and that made people like constantly going in an arms race, trying to build the best weapons. Guns were pretty new, like the sentry gun. Imagine, there's a sentry gun in this game. Imagine like a sentry gun, except it's not automatic and it's actually manual, kind of like a sentry gun with a Wrangler on it. Anyways, oh, this guy needs healing. Yeah, I thought there was a spy. There's a spy behind me. And then we also have alliances. People had alliances. I mentioned the Triple Entente, the Central Powers. People were like teaming together. They were making little teams and little groups. They kept doing this, and then they're like, if the problem with this is like, obviously you're going to be safe, because if you have a really strong team, no one's going to want to fight you. But if you have a really strong team and someone in your team got in a fight, you have to protect them. So if one person got dragged into a war, then everyone got dragged into a war. And that's exactly what happened, because we'll get to that later. I'm forgetting the fourth main cause, which was no, what was it? I have to check my notes now. Okay, this is pretty bad, because I have like 98. I have full Uber. If I go AFK, I'm probably gonna die. So we're gonna do a quick push with this demo man. Then I'm gonna check my notes, and I'm gonna see what the fourth main cause was. Come on, demo, let's go! Knock him out! Take down their sentries! Destroy the nests! Let's go! Oh, we're being air blasted. You gotta get out of here. Ha! Okay, this is bad. We're gonna die. If this keeps going. There's a scout! He's killing my sentry. Okay, we got our AFK right here. What was the fourth main cause? Nationalism! There we go. It started with an N. Nationalism. Everyone loved their country. There was a lot of patriots, like, God bless America, I love my country. Everyone really liked their country, and there was so much pride going on. Every June we have Pride Month. Imagine Pride Month, except you had a national day to celebrate your country. Kind of like the 4th of July. Except every day was the 4th of July because everyone loved their country so much. Anyways, so now we have all these people and they're really up each other and they really want to fight because now you got all these guys with so much guns and a lot of good weapons, but they have nothing to fight with those weapons. They want to go into a war. And back then people thought that fighting wars was a good thing, like because we just come out of the medieval times. In the medieval times, fighting wars was a bit different than how it is now. Obviously, hey, Reds, we're in red territory. We're in deep red territory. Alright, thank you. So now what's gonna happen is, all the dominoes are set. Someone just needs to tip them. Ah, red territory! Scout! I got him! I'm so good at this game. So everyone wants to fight each other, and now the dominoes are set up, and now we have to tip the dominoes, and there's a demo pan! There's a demo, okay, my demo guy who I kept healing, he's gonna push the cart back in, and we're gonna win. What happened was, in Austria-Hungary, the Austrians want to expand their empire and stuff. They're actually being really mean to their own people. There we go, we won. They're being really mean to their own people. And we have a bunch of revolutions going on, a lot of terrorism. People are like doing terrorism as a protest. We had this group called the Black Hand. What they did is that after they did a big fight, big murder thing, they would leave behind a black glove as like a symbol. Kind of like the Wet Bandits in Home Alone, except they used black hats instead of filling your sink up with water. What they did, so these black guys, well, okay, I'm sorry. The Black Hand, the Black Hand, what they did is that they wanted to kill this guy named Frank Ferdinand. I think I got this wrong. His name is not Frank Ferdinand. What? His name was Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand. He's like the Archduke, and he's related with the king, the emperor of the Austrian Empire. So he's gonna go visit Bosnia, and Bosnia is where there's going to be the Black Hand waiting for him. So he was going down his car, down the road, and these assassins were all lined up. They had this whole assassination plan set up for him. And what they did is that they had like 7 assassins ready for him. And he was going down this kind of like this cart road. He was going down this road, and we had an assassin here standing in the crowd, and he would like throw his grenade. But this guy missed. The assassins were like throwing their stuff, and they missed. And every single one of them lined up across the road. They all failed their assassination attempt. And by then, yeah, it would probably be over. But it wasn't. You see, all the shrapnel and excess weapons all the failed attempts, instead, that left a lot of injured people in the crowd, because there was a crowd watching it. Now all those crowd people are injured. I'm gonna die. All those people in the crowd were injured. They went to the hospital. So Franz was like, I'm such a good king. No, I'm such a good archduke. I'm gonna go visit these guys, because he came to Bosnia to make peace with the Bosnian people, to show them that it's all okay. I'm not when I become the king, because I'm heir to the throne. When I become king, I'm not gonna be like I'm not gonna be like hey, as a spy. No, I healed the spy. Anyways, I'm not going to be like the guys before me. I'm going to be better. But he didn't get the opportunity to show that, because as he was going down to visit the hospital, his car, the driver, made a wrong turn, had to reverse the gear. And since cars are pretty old right now, okay, so reversing was like a difficult thing. It made the gears jam. We had the gears jam, and he had to sit down, and they had to get the car out of there and back on track. Hey! What are you doing here? We have to get the car back on track. I'm gonna stop that guy. The second I see him, I'm just gonna hit him with my crossbow. Where are you? Okay, he's wasting my time. It just so happens that this guy named, what was his name? Gavrilo Princip was there. He still had his gun with him. He just ate a really nice sandwich, by the way, because he just stepped out of the cafe, and he saw these guys. He saw the guy who was supposed to assassinate, still alive, standing right in front of him. Okay, maybe I shouldn't play medic anymore. I'm the only medic on my team, never mind. Standing right in front of him, and he killed him. Yeah, he just killed him. Okay, now, because he killed him, That's there a lot of controversy. You know, you shouldn't be killing people. Uh, I say that while playing a first-person shooter game. You shouldn't be killing people. And so he gets arrested, obviously. And then we have the Austrian Empire is so mad that their little guy died. They're mad that their important guy died. So they're gonna they want revenge on the Bosniak people. They want to completely destroy Bosnia. They rule Bosnia, but now they want to be all up them and all mean to them and stuff. And Russia does not like that. Okay, remember, Russia is a spy. He's disguised as me. This guy, this one demo night. We had the Triple Entente, which Russia's in, and then we had the opposition, which is Central Powers. So Russia says, hey, Bosniak people are Slavic people. If you attack them, we see that as disrespect. So we're going to attack you if you attack them. So then Germany's like, hey, wait a minute. I am in alliance with those guys. I'm in an alliance with my friend, Austria-Hungary. I am going to attack Russia if Russia attacks them. And then France is like, hey, I'm in alliance with Russia. If you attack Russia, I'm going to attack you. So we have, just like in Tarantino movie, what was it called? Reservoir Dogs? And just like in Tarantino, we have all these guys pointing guns at each other. And Germany says, you know what? This is actually really good. This is good because if I pull the trigger, I can kill all of them really fast. If I'm really fast, I can do it. We call it the Schlieffen plan. What Germany was going to do is that since Russia had a lot... Hey, you again. It's you again. Russia had a lot of troops, but they weren't well prepared for a war. They weren't properly prepared for something like this to happen. And France was. So what they would do is that Germany, if you look at the map, Germany is sandwiched between France and Russia. What they're going to do is that if the Schlieffen plan, they attack France first, destroy France, take Paris. They take Paris because Paris is pretty close to the border of Germany. They take Paris, and now they control France, and now they're going to quickly run to Russia and completely destroy Moscow. I don't know if Moscow was the capital at that time, but they're going to destroy Russia, and after they destroy France. But they only have like 2 or 3 weeks to do that. So they have to be quick. They have to be really quick. So they're on their feet, going really quick, and hopefully, if they do this, if they pass through Belgium without the Belgians attacking them, and if Britain does not get involved in the war, they can do this so easily. But the problem was that Britain did get involved in the war, and Belgium did fight back. Hey! Stop it! Please stop bullying me! Oh, I'm gonna cry now. Okay, if you search up this username and start reporting his account, I want mass reports on that guy's account. Don't actually do that. Anyways, what the Germans did, is that they did their plan. They were doing the Schlieffen plan, but it failed. Because, as I said, everything went wrong. So they go to Belgium. The Belgians are fighting back. Since the Belgians are fighting back, that's going to delay them a bit. Since that delayed them a bit, the Russians got to prepare. And now they have to fight this war on both fronts. The Eastern Front and the Western Front. Hey! Stop burning me! So now they're fighting on both fronts, which is really bad for Germany. But good thing they have a lot of good technology. They got all the best technology in the world. Okay, scout. Calm down. I'm gonna heal you. Stay in one place so I can heal you. Also, this is a spy disguised as you, by the way. We have the cart now. This is good. They go to France. They're attacking Paris. But then, because of the miracle of the Marne, where all the French citizens decided that they're not going to let their country get attacked, just picked up guns and went to fight them. Pyro, I'm going to charge you. Let's go in. Toasty, let's go. Get ready. Toasty, I'm going to charge you now. Go in. So they are going to go in, just like that. The Germans go in like this. But then their Uber charge runs out, and now they're stuck in a bad place. So what the Germans did, instead of getting sniped, to avoid getting sniped, they dug trenches. That's exactly perfect. And to avoid getting sniped, they had dug trenches. And then the French people dug trenches too, because they didn't want to get sniped by the Germans. And they're both in trenches now. And now you got two teams waiting in their trenches for the other people to go over the top into no man's land where no one owns as a spy. You can never chase spies, guys. Never chase spies. They waste your time. We're stuck in a stalemate now. Not in the game. In real life, they were stuck in a stalemate. And that stalemate went on for 4 years or something. Not for 4 years. It wasn't an exact one continuous 4-year stalemate, but it was pretty bad. It went on for a long time. And a lot of people died. Medic! Stop shooting me. Okay. We did it. We won the game. I had to lock in for a few seconds there. Anyways. I need to look at my notes now. People were fighting, they were shooting guns, they were going in, and they decided that, you know, instead of shooting guns and sending people over the top, we could also start throwing bombs. We're going to start throwing shells through our artillery cannons. So they start throwing these shells that explode, and we have all this explosions going on. Like, you don't want to be no man's land. If you're in no man's land, you're in all the crossfire, and you're going to die. But they sent soldiers into no man's land anyway, because that's how they thought wars are supposed to be fought. This is a bad loadout. What are these loadouts? I play this game? Is this how I play this game? We have the machine gun. Not this one that he's holding that you can like throw around and hold. But like how it was like stuck on the ground like this, and you'd have people shooting their machine guns like that. Instead of like having horses and using swords, they would just use guns. Like this, they just shoot guns. So people didn't want to go over to no. Why am I stuck in this one spot? Okay, you know what? Forget it. Let's just talk about weapons. Guns, yeah, machine guns, rifles. Everyone had a rifle. British had like 10 bullets in their magazine. Germans only had 5. You can see how that's a problem. But the Canadian soldiers are pretty vicious, by the way. Like, you don't want to fight them. They had these really stupid things called Ross rifles, which just like break. It was like they're made of like plastic. Okay, they're like those cheap plastic toys that break all the time. That your uncle gets you on Christmas because he's really broke and he doesn't want to spend too much money on you, but he doesn't want you to make you think that you don't care, that he doesn't care about him. That he doesn't care about you. We had the really bad stuff going on there. People would throw the shells, and there was a lot of at this point, technology was advancing really fast. By the way, like radio was invented. They were using radio. They had film. They had cameras. They had what else did they have? Okay, the round just started. Let's just go to the card at this point. Okay, I don't want to get hit by the sniper. So like you'd have soldiers, they would go down, they would shoot a bit like this, and then they'd go back down. And they would just stay in the trenches for a long time. Hey, there's some guys up there. There's a bomb. Stop shooting bombs at me. Stabbed in the back by a spy. So they had to build these trenches instead of like straight lines. They would make them zigzag, because if an enemy got into your trench and they started shooting their gun, they would get everyone in a straight line. But if they have zigzag, they can minimize that. Also, living in the trenches was pretty shitty. Sorry, I don't say that word. It was pretty bad. And then what they had to do in the trenches was they had to face the rats. There were so many rats eating all the dead bodies. There was so much lice. And the lice was causing diseases. That spy is a piece of lice. And then they had, they also had to deal with a lot of the shrapnel. The bombs would explode, and they would release all this sharp metal shrapnel all over the place that would get people injured, and you would get you would get all these diseases because it was so unhygienic down there, really unhygienic, and people would be getting sick all the time. There's a pyro up here. And then they would also have something called shell shock. Like it's like PTSD. They didn't call it PTSD back then. They called it shell shock. People would be so traumatized, they'd be all like jiggly and like shake. Over the top! Let's go over the top, guys. Let's go over the top. Let's push that car over the top! See, I'm a World War I now. Okay, we push the cart to the next point. Okay, let's get out of here. And they would get a lot of something called trench foot. Like, since the trenches, you're in Europe, okay? If you're in Europe, it rains a lot, and if it rains a lot, you're gonna have water. And if your feet get wet, and you're just stuck, you're just stuck in there all day with wet feet, then eventually your feet are gonna start going through necrosis. They're gonna rot. It's like brain rot, but instead of skibbity toilet, it's water. Hey, kill that medic. No, I don't think killing medics were war crimes back then. I'm having trouble thinking. I have to calm down. Hey, what are you doing? There's a guy up here. He's shooting my friends. There'd be blood everywhere. You'd see dead bodies. And if you went, there's a lot of like barbed wires to stop people from crawling over to no man's land and getting into your trench. They would put all this barbed wire, and a lot of flashing lights, loud sounds from all the bullets. I could have killed that medic. Okay, at least we got the heavy. Okay, we got a lot of people there. Let's get into our first fight. Now that I've set the scene for how these battles look like, let's go into our first fight. Okay, this is called the Battle of Ypres. Hey. Thinks he's slick. These spies think they're so slick. That was the first time chlorine gas was used. They would make this thing called chlorine gas, and chlorine is what they put in pools. If you ever feel itchy skin after pool time, you would know that you don't want this stuff, like, you wouldn't, like, if you inhale this stuff, it's gonna, like, make your lungs itchy, and if your lungs are itchy, do you want itchy lungs? I think you don't want itchy lungs. Most people I've met don't want itchy lungs, because if your lungs are itchy, you kind of suffocate and die, which is not what you want to happen. Obviously. Captain Obvious, that's me, Captain Obvious, saying obvious things. Oh, you don't want to die in a war? Dying in a war is actually pretty sad. Yeah, it is. And, like, you know, 20 million people, there was 20 million casualties, 17 million deaths from both sides of the war. Some guy, I hear a spy. I'm pissed on. Someone pissed on me. But yeah, piss is a good thing, because we're talking about chlorine gas. What they would do is at the start, when chlorine gas was first being used, they didn't have gas masks, but they did have piss. This thing called ammonia is in your pee. You'd pee on your, like, you have your handkerchief, you'd pee on it, and then you put it over your mouth, because the ammonia neutralizes the chlorine. And that is how they would survive until gas masks were made. This is what people had to do. That's how they had to deal with it. Medic! Someone heal me! Someone heal me! I'm gonna die! Alright, we got it. Nice. Germans, they threw the chlorine gas over. All the French people died. The French, they sent their next round of soldiers, which were Canadian guys. Hey, Canada! God bless Canada! And, then we had these Canadians, and this really smart Canadian guy, he was a chemist. So he knew, before he was a soldier, he was a chemist. And he knew about the whole ammonia chlorine thing. So that's how they got the idea for the gas mask. You see, Ypres was on a salient. That was like a little dent. There was like a little dent poking out through the border. And it was like completely surrounded by Germans. So sending your people through Ypres, where it's like completely surrounded, is a pretty bad move. But Ypres was the last city of Belgium, the last city that Germany hadn't conquered yet. So they thought, hey, if we can protect this city, keep it the last city of Ypres, and keep Belgium free through this whole war, that'll be so poetic. So that's what they did, and they did end up the Triple Entente did end up capturing Ypres, and they kept Ypres safe. And I'm gonna die. They kept Ypres safe throughout the whole war. It was so poetic. But a lot of people lost their lives to do that. You see, soldiers are like bullets in your gun. Okay? If you run out of bullets, you reload and put it in. But they're not bullets, they're people. Okay? This is why so many people died, because the commanders were using old-time, medieval-time war tactics. With guns like this. Pow, pow, pow. With guns like this. Rah, rah, rah. They were using these medieval wartime tactics, and it didn't work so well. They had to get with the times, understand the modern era of warfare. Hey, scout. Tried getting away. We got him. He burned to death. Hey, demo man with the sticky bombs. You know what? I'm low. I just gotta get out of here at this point. We gotta make sure that we own this top area up here, because if we lose this top area, that would be bad. This is a good advantage point. You want to keep this. Stop that pyro from getting through. And the medic. I'm dead. I died. See? But I'll just respawn. I'm like a bullet in a gun. They're just gonna let me respawn and send me back into the war. In real life, you don't respawn. There was so much bad stuff. And if you ever heard of the Flanders field poem, in Flanders field the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago we lived, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders field. I clicked Alt Tab. How do you click Alt Tab when you're in a game? Hey, look at that, I survived. John McCrae wrote that poem, and it was beautiful. It was exactly what they needed. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead, short days ago. We lived as saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders field. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high, if you break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, through the poppies blow in Flanders field. Pyros, so many pyros, and the same heavy from last time. Hey, at least got 4 kills from that, right? Damn. That's a good KD. 2-1 is good. Ypres was pretty bad, but at least we won that one. You know what's worse? The Battle of Somme. When I tell you this thing was bad, I mean this thing was bad. It sucked. It was so bad. People died in this one. Imagine, like, that was so sad that people died in this war. I got the front lines out. There's another heavy, and he's wearing a tutu and fairy princess dresses. The Battle of Somme lasted July to November. Commanders kept using the same strategy every day, even though it didn't work. Okay? This was so bad. And they didn't respect the lives of the soldiers. I've said this already. Approximately 1.1 million casualties. I love Scout. He's the best class in the game. It was just going on for so long. We got to the winter time, November winter time, and they decided, you know what? It's not even worth it. So now we have the airplane. The airplane was invented a while ago, but it wasn't like really used. It wasn't too involved in the war. Hey, where did these guys come from? Where did these guys come from? Oh, there was nothing I could do about that. I was one heavy. Crack addicted homeless woman. What? So airplanes weren't too involved. They usually just use them for reconnaissance. Like, instead of sending scouts out to do this stuff and die, probably. I'm dead. I'm dead. What took him so long, huh? What took you so long, buddy? I bet you're laughing. I bet you're laughing. You're having so much fun playing this game, right? Wearing the Manco hat, laughing. Hey, look at that. I got second place on the leaderboard. That was until pilots started dropping bricks. They would fly over the trenches, drop bricks into the enemy trench, hopefully to get someone, smash their skull open with a brick. And people didn't realize that something like this could happen. They didn't realize. People were like constantly looking. People didn't look up in the sky. People don't look at the sky. They're too busy on what's in front of them in the war. So a brick randomly drops on your head, or if you see something coming from the sky, you're like, oh look, it's an airplane. I read about that in a newspaper, and there's a brick coming down. Right? You're not gonna be like. You're gonna be like, hey, what's that funny thing in the sky? Why is it getting bigger? Oh, it's a brick. But by then, it's too late. Because your attention is just diverted into two different places. And eventually, pilots started saying, hey, these bricks are too heavy. How am I supposed to carry all these heavy bricks in my plane? So they started bringing these things called flechettes. They're like these small metal spikes. They would bring these small metal spikes with them and drop them. And you can bring much more of these and just like keep throwing them like handfuls, like handing out candy as Santa Claus. If you're a mall Santa. How did this happen? How did I get... Who set me up? Was that guy? There's only 3 people on my team? What? How am I supposed to fight this? There's only 3 people on my team. I have 2 snipers on my team. That's 7-3? How is this fair team balancing? What happened to this game? I just want to talk about the battle. This is a fly in my room. I'm getting so sidetracked. Okay, we're getting more people back into the game. But now we lost setup time. And at one point they realized, my plane is just this still object. You can't carry machine guns with you because they're really heavy, but you can strap them onto your airplane. And they started building... Aerial warfare started getting so advanced. I'm gonna get sniped. And aerial warfare started getting so advanced. And then we started having all these guys on their airplanes shooting each other. And now we had the skies. You had the ground and the tunnels with the trenches. And then you had the skies to worry about. Hey, there's a heavy. I'm gonna take him out. Ha! Ha! Get him! Get him! No, no, no. Let's see if I like 3 dies to the spy. Nope, he killed the spy. Now we have aerial combat. We also have navy combat. You see, Britain has a really strong navy because they have all these colonies all around the world. So they need to make a lot of boats to manage all of them. So that's why they didn't really expand that far from the seas. But Germany started building submarines to sink the boats, and then they had to build anti-sub. That's a whole different story. Let's talk about really good Canadian battle, because I'm a loyal Canadian. I love my country. Hey, wait a minute. What are you doing here? You're not Canadian. You're American. Russia! Russian heavy. Grr, Canada. God bless Canada. It's called the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Vimy Ridge is so cool because the Canadians are aura farming. They aura farmed in this fight. They completely showed off all their aura.
Hi, Scout. I love you so much. You're an amazing person and you make my day so bright and happy.
Vimy Ridge was so cool because the Canadians like completely kicked the Germans' ass. What they did is that they had to fight an uphill battle. Hey, I'm at 12 HP. I'm at 12 HP right now. And it was the first time that all 4 Canadian divisions all got to work together on one big group project. I love random crits, by the way. Random crits are completely fair and balanced. Just get away from me, Scout. I don't like you. I'm gonna start wearing the original. I got him. I got him. I got your medic. Ha! There's 7 minutes left in the game. How are we supposed to win this? Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy! There we go. We got him down. He thought he could use the brass beast. Since it was Vimy Ridge, the triple entente tried to capture it so many times before. There we go. I just lost my crit rocket. They tried to capture it so many times before, but each time just failed. It was just failure after failure. How did he dodge all of that? It was just failure after failure. Then the third attempt or fourth attempt. Let's just say it's the fourth attempt. I think it was the fourth attempt. If it's not, then just disclaimer, it might not have been the fourth attempt. But the fourth attempt, the triple entente's like, you know, these Canadian guys are actually really cool. They've shown to do some really cool things throughout this war. Hey, let's send them on this task. Maybe they can capture Vimy Ridge from the Central's powers. So the plan was that they should do something called a creeping barrage. They would send their artillery, and they would send their artillery, and they would have their soldiers hiding behind their artillery, and then, like that, they couldn't get hit because they're all hiding behind the artillery. That's how they got all the way up, and they made it to the top, completely demolishing the German guys when they got to the top, because the Germans weren't expecting, the Central Powers weren't expecting something like, so there's a sentry behind me! Sentry! Sentry! But I got the sentry gun. I got it. Hey, I still got this game. I'm so good at it. I haven't played in a long time, but I'm still so good. I don't play this game that much anymore. I used to play it every day. I don't do that anymore. I can't like play this game as much as I wanted to anymore, but like, I still got it. Hey, is this guy? He's not wearing a mask. Pyro without mask looks like this, guys. Vimy Ridge was completely captured. Canada's like, hey, you know, I'm so cool now. And then France is like, hey, you know, you recovered Vimy Ridge for us. That was a good thing you did. Here, why don't you keep it? So now Canada has kept Vimy Ridge. To this day, we still own it. Okay. Medic, you want to kritzkrieg me? We'll get to the top and you'll kritzkrieg me. Retreat! That was so good. I killed him. I killed that other medic. I got to retreat now. I'm doing great. 8-8 is bad, actually. 8-8 is pretty bad. Here's how the war ended. So, you know, I told you at the start of the video that this is going to be a really long stalemate. And the stalemate went on for really long. The only way to break stalemates is that if one guy runs out of supplies. Because if you run out of supplies... How did I miss my crit rocket? No. I lost, and I got sniped. So, eventually you're going to run out of supplies. You run out of supplies, you can't hold up your front line anymore, and you die. Like, if this engineer died, we wouldn't have the dispenser anymore, and that would be bad. And why is he should repair his dispenser, by the way. Thank you, thank you. So, Germany started running out of supplies. And Germany's pretty much like the front... Like I told, it's an alliance between these guys, Austria-Hungary, and Italy and whatnot. But what happened is that Italy eventually decided to switch teams. Austria-Hungary was just so bad, they don't know how to fight. They can't do anything they can't do anything. So it's pretty much just Germany soloing all these guys. It's impressive. It's impressive that Germany can solo all these guys, but they're obviously not going to do it for too long. I got the entire nest. I killed the entire nest. I think there was a dispenser there too. I killed the sentry and the teleporter. I am an amazing guy. And I'm doing this while explaining my history notes. He just died. See, I can do this better than the spy. They should promote me. Let's hold this front line. Yeah, I should have switched to my melee as well. That was a pretty bad move I did. What is my melee? Oh yeah, I have the whippy. So Germany started running out of supplies, and but at the same time, Russia was giving in as well, because they have a like their people are not happy, because their king, their Tsar, is really greedy. He has 95% of all of the country's income. And all these people are poor. And when you have a bunch of poor people and you're prioritizing yourself, you're going to start taking the food away from the poor people. So the soldiers started losing food, and the farmers were losing food. Then the factory workers were losing food, and then the soldiers were losing food. Now all these soldiers are like, hey, we don't have food anymore. We're not going to fight. If you're not going to feed us, we're not going to fight. Hey, you dominated me. I'm not happy anymore. Since Russia is collapsing, the Russian Empire is collapsing. It's called the Russian Revolution. It's a completely different story. Basically, Russia collapses. The Tsar gets assassinated, and he gets brutally murdered. His family is also completely like demolished and like mangled to little tiny bits. They turn them into red mist and then bury that red mist, and then like did a bunch of cartoon supervillain revenge plan. Hey, we won the game. We actually held it up the last point really well. That was an amazing move. We're amazing. I'm destroying your sentry again. You built your sentry in the same spot, so now I know where it is. Hey, now Russia's dead, and now Germany has free stuff. Germany takes all the coal from Russia, fallen Russia. Eventually, they're going to become the USSR, but that's World War II and Cold War stuff. They're going to become the USSR. They're going to rebuild a completely new government called communism. But right now, we have a collapsed Russia, and Germany takes all the stuff, and now Germany has to take all these things and hopefully beat. They can take out France and they can take out England, but the only problem is at this point of the war, 1917, 1918, then America gets involved. America says, you know what? Actually, this is a problem that concerns us. I think it was mostly a trade-related issue. Like if the people that they trade with all die, oh, they went up there. That was interesting. If the people that they traded with all died and got replaced by the Central Powers, then that would be bad for trade. So they had to get involved as well. I almost got an air shot. Okay, where are the enemies? I'm gonna take these medics to flank up here. Okay, have we conquered this area? Okay, there's a sentry up there. Okay, we got a lot of bad guys crowding up there. Here we go. There we go. Much better. That was an amazing flank by my team. And me, but also my team. But mostly me. Because America arrived, Germany, they're really bad with timing. The Schlieffen plan went wrong. This went wrong. It just all keeps going wrong for them. They just have bad luck, honestly. I believe Germany was capable of winning this war, but all the RNG stuff and all the circumstances just always went wrong. Medic! Okay, we're gonna hold this place here. Firing straight into their spawn. Scout is here too. He's here to party. I had no bullets. That's kind of sad. I didn't get to celebrate my victory. Hey, we won the war. Central Powers are dead now, and Triple Entente's alive. And Canada's like, they did such a good job. Everyone's patting them on the head and saying, "Good boy, you did amazing. Now you have earned the respect to be your own separate country." Obviously, we had Confederation in 1867. 67! Ah! 1867, 67! Ah! But now, we have we have a strong military. People respect us, and we have shown that we are amazing. Me. Not you, not everyone, just me. Canadian. Canadian. Cats Gaming Canadian. This guy's AFK. He's got a nice cosmetic set, but he's just AFK. So what was going on other than fighting? I mean, like, fighting was not the only thing that happened, right? What was going on at home? What were the people at home doing? Was that guy dancing? Did I just hit a dancing fellow? You want to know something interesting? On Christmas, two sides just got so annoyed with the war, they decided that on Christmas, they would just go around and be friends. They would just be friends with each other. And kind of like in 2 Fort, when like stalemate gets bad, when the stalemate gets really bad, they just start dancing with each other. So it's really interesting to see that the psychology of has like from this video game applies to real life as well. So we just gotta hold this up position up here. People weren't happy. People were happy at first. They were like, hey, celebration, it's a wartime. We finally get to fight. I've been itching to fight so long. Now I finally get to do it. So many people were signing up to be a soldier and to fight in the war. They thought they were going to miss the war. As time went on, people started realizing that, you know what? Fighting in this war is actually going to be sucky. And it's going to hurt, and it's going to be bad, because this war has been dragging on for too long, and the trenches are not funny. So, I'm going to decide to not. We had less people signing up, so then we started having conscription. People were being dragged. They said, hey, you're going to fight this war, because I said so. You're going to be a soldier, because I said so. People were sad about that. Some people were happy about it. That's actually how women got the right to vote, because they were so scared about their husbands being dead in the war that they decided, you know what, they would have a better chance of surviving if there was more soldiers to fight. So that's why the sentry killed me. That's why the Prime Minister of Canada just said, you know what, let's let women vote, because if they vote, they're going to vote for me, because I'm going to add conscription, and then they're going to be happy. Remember, being a good leader doesn't mean helping other people and elevating the people around you. It's just staying in power for as long as you can. That's how you lead properly. I have rights. I have the right to control the cart. My team has the right. I'm taking your... Hey! Scout! You ruined my day! All the men went to go fight in the war. So now we have less people in the factories, because factories were a really cool thing back then. They still are now, but factories were factories were new and they were shiny. So now we have all these factories. Factories are going to make the weapons to let you fight in the war. But all the men are they're actually on the front lines in the trenches. They're not out to help in the factories anymore. Or the farms. Like farming was a really big problem. So now women are going to start working in the factories. And women usually didn't get that many jobs. It was said that women can't work because they'd faint. Or their nails will get broken. But they proved that they can work a job. They can work in the factories. And they did. And after that, they wanted more rights. They're like, hey, we can do this. What else can we do? That's how slowly, over time, we got to where we are right now. Why did my crit not get him? Why did my crit not get him? I need my revenge. I got my revenge! Yes! I got my revenge! Alright, let's take down the sentry.
Look, we got 2 people who are AFK.
3 AFK people. Now, we're gonna see this thing called a flapper. Now, society's old expectations are starting to fall out. The old expectations of women. He just made me destroy myself. The old expectations of women are gonna start falling out. And we're gonna have this thing called the flappers. And they stop wearing traditional clothes and start dressing however they want. And realizing, hey, you know what? I don't need to be I don't need to be married to have my own freedom. I can just be me. If a guy can be themselves, a woman can do. You know, that pyro could have air blasted, but he didn't. Or she didn't, we don't know. What is going on in the chat? I swear, TF2 players are always saying the weirdest things. Hey, why didn't I get the speed boost? I just realized this is going to be a really long video. So they had this thing called Soldiers of the Soil. Hey, he uses air blast. And what they did with Soldiers of the Soil was that they have kids volunteer at the farms, so then that way we can have more farm work being done. If more farm work is being done, we can win this war better. And if we win this war better, you know, that's what the kids were doing. Hey, we have a lot of shotgun fights with this guy over here. I've had a shotgun duel with him multiple times throughout this game. Okay, can I get this? Nope. Man, I really gotta conquer that area. So kids would collect scrap metal, so the scrap metal could be burned down into weapons, kind of like in this game. That's something that happens in this game. You got backpacks, you got crafting, you would smelt weapons, you smelt scrap metal to make more weapons. And then that would like change the culture a bit, because now you have like kids going outside more often. Hey, medic. Something that wasn't discussed in the course was teenagers, the invention of the teenager. That also happened in the 1920s. I guess that was just kind of forgotten about, you know. That's something I know. Medic. Oh, this is so mean. I'm so sad. I feel like I might lose. And when I lose my confidence. And when I lose my confidence, I can't talk as much as I can. And if I don't talk as much, I won't get through this history reviewing anymore. I'm going to upgrade this telly. $60. I gotta be on the front lines. Shit. Okay, we gotta do this in 60 seconds. That was bad timing. Also, people had to do rationing because they had to save all their food for the soldiers to eat. People started eating less. They would like give food. There was something called prohibition. No more alcohol. You can't drink anymore. No more drinking out with your buddies. No more of that fun stuff. You got to be serious and talk about the war. Because barley and grains is food that is needed for the soldiers to eat to power them and make them strong boys. You know, strong like me. Hey! At least I got the medic out first. Now the medic doesn't get to enjoy all the fruits of his labor. Why does this guy have long hair? You see, soldiers would shave their heads because if you had long hair, the lice would get you. I need a change of scenery. So people would ration, and the bad people would do something called profiteering. If you profiteer, it's like when you have a government contract to sell things to the government so they can give that stuff to the soldiers. Now, if you started making cheaper quality products, you would save on money and the government would still buy your products for the exact same price. Let's go, capitalism. Yes! I love capitalism, except in cases like this, because now you have soldiers with cheap Ross rifles. Remember Ross rifles? Cheap Ross rifles, cheap boots. Your boots are so cheap they break and the water gets in and then you get trench foot and you die. Your uniform rips and now you're running out of stuff. Also, part of the like whole women used to wear like big dresses with a lot of cloth on them, you know, those like with puffed up shoulders and stuff. That also stopped because that's a lot of fabric being used, and that fabric can be used to, you know, make more uniforms. Why are we meleeing each other? Why are we meleeing each other? I gotta get better at shotgunning. See, I miss all my shots. It's something I have to do. I have to stop doing. And that was another reason why the flapper exists. I'm gonna, if I haven't done it already, I'm gonna flash another flapper onto the screen, in the editing process. Here's another flapper to all those flappers out there who still exist 100 years later. I completely salute you. You're doing a good thing by existing 100 years more. That's actually impressive. If you were a flapper in the 1920s, you're probably 120 years old, which is congratulations. You're 120 years old and you're watching a Team Fortress 2 video. That's impressive. I don't think that it usually happens. Ubered medic. Ubered medic. Ubered medic. That's an engineer. Why am I saying Ubered medic? That's an engineer. So many Ingies. We have like 3 Ingies on our team. Like me and I'm gonna lock in this time. Me and Demos, we are like locking in right now. Okay, they got their medic is gonna come out with their Uber. I knew it. It was gonna happen. Here we go. So much quieter now. I need to think. I need silence. I'm gonna meditate. So there's this thing called the Treaty of Versailles. When the war was won, they needed a way to make sure that Germany didn't step out of line again. They blamed the whole thing on Germany, even though it was pretty much a bunch of drama that happened in Austria-Hungary. The entire thing was blamed on Germany, and Germany got the blunt of the blow. Germany got the blunt of the blow because of this. Why did you Uber me? This is insane. Why? How did I not see the sentry? So the Treaty of Versailles is when they made a bunch of unfair deals. Some guy named Woodrow Wilson, he's like probably the American president or something. Oh, say, can you see? You know, that kind of stuff. Hey, why are you all like server blight? It's server blight. I swear, it's real. Okay, these guys are gonna come up from there, so we gotta get up there before they get up there. Medic, can you overheal? How did I get sniped? See, I knew it. The sniper. He's right there. I hate this game so much. Sometimes I'm like, yes, this game is amazing. I like it so much. And then the sniper exists, and the scout exists, and the spy just exists. And they add an element to the game, but that element is just pure annoyance. Why would I play a game that makes me have to think? I want to play a game that makes me have to just sit back and relax and enjoy the flight. Here's my plan. My Schlieffen plan. Ouch! My Schlieffen plan. It's failing. Just like how it did in real life. I got attacked. Everyone in my team is dead. Everyone in my team just died. And they're building a sentry there. We lost this game. We just lost. How is he gonna sap it? How is he gonna sap it? What's his plan? Oh, we're talking about the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles. Hey! Huh? Kill Bill Gates. Apple users. Is he playing this game on an Apple device? Okay, it's all safe. Nothing can hurt me anymore. Hey, you! Hey, you! Ah, they're everywhere. They're like, well, on my left is a demo knight. On my right is a sniper. And there's a sentry in the middle of the field. What am I supposed to do? And the card's at the end. There's nothing I can do. I just want to talk about the Treaty of Versailles. I just want to talk about the Treaty of Versailles. Can I talk about that? Spy! 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 Ah. Okay. You know what? This game is lost. I'm just going to stay in the spawn room and talk about the Treaty of Versailles. Okay. Where are my notes on that? 32 countries were invited to the Treaty of Versailles. And Germany wasn't. Oh, sorry, no. That was the Paris Peace Conference. They had the Paris Peace Conference. All the countries involved inside World War One. Back then it was called the Great War because they didn't think there was going to be a second one. So all the countries involved in World War One, they went into the Paris Peace Conference. They talked about some stuff, and then they had the Treaty of Versailles, and they talked about how they're going to mess up Germany. They made all these rules. You can't be German. If you're, so like the whole, sum it up, Woodrow Wilson said that. If you're German, you're an op, okay? You have, no more military, no more navy, like, you can no longer, you gave up all your colonies. Everything's just gone. You're like being babysitted all the time. You're just like surrounded by babysitters, and like it's kind of like a prison. They're just watching everything that you're doing. There's literally nothing you can do about it because the entire world is against you. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that kind of happens when you start a world war. Why are you so surprised, champ? The entire world is against you now. You know what? It was so strict. I think that all this strictness, all this like strictness stuff to Germany is what caused World War II. Because now you had angry people, angry Germans saying, who just lost all their nationalism, pride stuff. And they're like, they want to prove it. And that's why they decided to do a second war. It's just a cycle of violence. We failed. It's a cycle of violence that repeats. But we're getting too philosophical here. The people who wrote, I know I'm like saying Woodrow Wilson, America, who wrote this treaty. But it was also Britain and France involved too. France wanted to go really hard on them because France was the one who was being attacked. Most of this war happened in France. Also, guys, Russia doesn't exist anymore. If you're thinking about Russia, they don't exist anymore. They're the USSR. So now 20 million people are dead or injured or more or worse or mentally traumatized and completely destroyed. People got demolished because of this. All right, we're gonna stand here. Okay, we gotta take down this stuff here. I gotta take it all down. We gotta tear it all down. I'm gonna go full Treaty of Versailles on this guy's ass. Hey. How did they get here? How did the medic and heavy get here? War's over. Boom, it's done. The war ended. And we had a treaty. And the war is over. People are starting to realize something, okay? All this good technology that we had is actually going to result in better weapons. And these guys just captured the full point after I did all that cool stuff in their spawn. They still recovered from that. That's sad. All my hard work. That's a spy. That is a spy. Medic? Could use some healing right now. Medic? You want to? Someone want to heal me? No one's gonna save me. It's like I'm playing a single-player RPG. Is this a multiplayer game? Am I playing with bots? Okay, I know I'm being a bit unfair. We have 2 medics on the team, and I'm standing in an unsafe spot for medics to go to. Like, it's not safe for medics to go there. It's completely understandable why they did not heal me. Come on, this way. Come on, buddy. Let's go. And people are like, they've lost that illusion that the world's going to be so funny and good. You know what? Hey, if you can't have funny, happy stuff happen, we can at least make good art. Art started becoming a really popular. Art started becoming more popular. Obviously, before you had religion was the full thing, and then like art is dead, and God is dead, and we killed him, and then art started becoming the popular new meta. It became the new meta strat. Yeah, I was gonna die. I was in the crossfire. So we had movies coming out, new trends, pole sitting. People would climb poles and see how long they can stay up there. A lot of kids were doing it. It was like TikTok back. It was like TikTok. Instead of TikTok, they would climb poles. See, kids are always brain rotted. That's what I'm saying. It's just a generational thing. Everyone's saying, "Oh, the next generation's so cooked and fried." Every generation is cooked and fried. You can either see it as progressively humanity is getting worse, or it's just a balanced thing, and it's completely okay for us to feel this way. Hey, spy. Hey, why am I on fire? See, it's so dark. This map is so dark. I don't know if that was an enemy pyro or if that was my teammate pyro. Holy moly. Charlie Chaplin, you've probably heard of him. I heard Charlie Chaplin was banned from the Oscars. And I got stabbed in the back. Okay, we could hold this for 6 minutes if we're smart. So now this is when generations started. This is when they started marking generations. Brain rotted Gen Alpha, a stupid internet Gen Z, and depressed sad millennials, and Gen X Sigma. Hey! What was that? Kill Bill Gates dominated. Guy who drives bus. Guy who drives bus. Kill Bill Gates. Got revenge. Okay, yeah, that was a weird thing that happened. What's my KD? Yeah, 11 to 16. I'm too busy yapping to actually do something productive in the game. So there was the lost generation. Now you have all these young adults, and their whole entire young adult life was just them shooting people every day, just shooting people, and getting traumatized. That's a fun pastime. Hey, can I get up here? Is there still a guy up here? No, there isn't. Now I'm cooked. I'm gonna die. Unless there's a health pack. Okay, I could have taken out the sentry, but then Kill Bill Gates came. This is when people started marking generations after World War One. And instead of like the whole technology, we reached a higher level, things are gonna get better. That's just not true. Okay, now, obviously we had Vimy Ridge, I explained, and Vimy Ridge was really cool for Canada because now they have their own Canadian pride. Canada's a really big place, okay, you got like, it's like 1/4 of the earth, not 1/4 of the entire earth, that's like the size of the moon, but you got it's a really big place. It spans pretty far and wide. Oh Canada, we stand on God for thee. Hey, okay, let's go, let's push in with this guy. Let's go. Let's push them together. Okay, we're taking over. We took over this area here. Yeah, at least we chipped them down. So now Canadians had something to relate with, and Canadians also, there's this one place in Canada called Newfoundland. That wasn't part of Canada before the war, because during the war, all the Newfoundlandian people went into the war, and they all died. and now they weren't able to financially support themselves. So they decided, you know what, let's just join our neighboring country, Canada. And that's how Newfoundland was made, into a province instead of a separate country. Let's try going up here. Never mind, let's not go up there. My battery's running low. I just realized that if my battery's low, that might affect the quality of the recording. And we might have been playing with really bad recording and really laggy recording. My game records pretty well. It's just like if the battery's low, you get something like that. So I apologize. If you're still watching that, man, I respect you. You can watch a laggy Team Fortress 2 video and hear me yap for this long. That's some respect. Like, if your attention span is still alive, that you can watch TF2 videos, that's like, wow. You know, people like you are so rare. Anyway, obviously, with our newfound respect for each other, they decided that they're going to kill all the indigenous people and completely mutilate their culture and ruin everything for indigenous people. Because obviously, that's the best thing you can do with your free time, right? Right, guys? You know, we just fought a war. Let's go hurt some people. So they made these things called residential schools, which is pretty much a torture camp for children. And the idea was that, hey, we can assimilate, take away the indigenous culture and assimilate them into our own better culture, our European culture, our Canadian culture. Make them wear suits and ties and stand and stuff. Stand? Everyone stands. Make them wear suits and ties and have our mannerisms. It was pretty sad. And it went on for so long that, like, and it went undetected for so long. The last residential school closed in the 1990s. That wasn't even that long ago. That's just negligence. I got the guy. Okay, no, not guy. Frogging, pogging, they, them. I got them. I got them, like, I still got them in the fight. I still won that fight. Well, we both died. Hey, let's go! Yeah, I hold it. I can hold my ground. I'm actually 4th place. I'm actually doing such a good contribution, even though my KD is really bad. I've actually done so good. Also, the leaderboard system is completely rigged. It doesn't actually mean anything. You can be like the best guy on your team, but only get like last place. Never rank yourselves. Never use numbers. Okay? Never like constantly look at your GPA and then constantly look at your sub count and look at your views, because that stuff just makes you depressed. You don't need to do that anyways. You can just focus on what makes you good. But that's not related to World War 1. Culture is changing. Obviously, if such a shocking event happens, the shadows moving through even though there's a door in the way, if such a shocking event happens, that's going to affect everyone. It's total war. That means everyone's involved. It's fun for the whole family. Oh yeah, the Spanish flu. I forgot about that. The Spanish flu. He's drinking alcohol. So, imagine you have all these people from all around the world trapped in this one small dirty space, right? It'd be crazy if that happened. But it did happen. It's called World War 1. And there's a bunch of mice and rats and lice and all these terrible things and all these foreign traveling that spreads diseases. And so diseases spread. It's called the Spanish flu. That's a spy. And I was right. There's a sniper up there. What was I thinking? One person versus 7 people with only one shotgun? What is the logic here? Okay, how many soldiers are on this team? 3 soldiers. I'm playing medic now. Just like people trying to recover from depression. So many people were shocked and sad about this. It was a pretty sad thing to happen. I hope it doesn't happen again. Anyways, that was World War I history. From the Canadian perspective, obviously. There was a bunch of stuff that happened in the East, like Russia. and there was a bunch of stuff that happened in the south, like the turkeys, and there's a bunch of things that happened that I didn't talk about, because if I talked about it, we would be here all day. And then I don't want to be here all day because I kind of got other things to do now. I think I might have gone overtime, not in the game, but like in real life. This recording wasn't supposed to be this long. I'm not going to edit it that much because you know, clip champ is probably one of the worst human inventions. Nice, that was a really good chain stab he just did. And now he's going to get caught. I'll be back when we talk about World War II. I mean, if I explained a lot of this while being in a high-stress scenario in only, like, what, an hour? I think it's been 1 hour. Then I probably remember it really well. Okay, I'm going to put this heavy on the front. Okay, let's heal from back here. Let's heal from back here. Let's push the cart in. And then I'm logging off. Let's go down in this trench. Hey, it's a trench! Oh my god. Is that a World War I reference? Hey, we did it. Conclusion? I'm gonna say a concluding sentence now. Okay? Here we go. Concluding sentence. World War One. It's not like just like a Western thing for the Western society. It shaped the whole world, because back then people would be conquered so easily, and World War One just like it marked the end of an era. Imperialism was over. Old European stuff was over. Now the world. We're talking about the big world. The big wide world. Hey, let's dance. The big wide world. And people were just... It shaped everything. Like, it just shaped everything. History is so interesting because things... We feel like, oh, something just randomly happened. Actually, that's just the buildup of other things. So, yeah. Nothing's random. Except for random crits. That's random. How long was that recording? How long was that? Too long? I'm about to find out. Holy 1 hour 30 minutes!